truth of it is that I always wanted to do business, and the truth is I never wanted to leave the company, and I think Pat would vouch for that. I never ever wanted to leave. So I mean, I think hypothetically, if someone had come to me and said, "Look, we're going to screw you in this match, and then when you finish up in WCW, you come back and you're going to revive everything," I would have been open-minded to anything like that. All I wanted to do was do business. Vince had paid me a really good contract. I think it was the highest paid wrestler in the company at that time, maybe ever. And I really wanted to contribute. And if you look at my matches that I had in 1997, Stone Cold, Shawn, some of the matches I had in 1997 were Undertaker at SummerSlam, and even the match at Survivor Series itself that was never fulfilled because we only did about 25-30% of what the match was supposed to be.
Right.
We would have had great matches all the time, Sean and I, if we could have somehow just got past our egos. But for me, I think I was in my prime in 1997. I was having as good a match as I ever had, and I was trying as hard as I could for the company, who was losing at that time, losing the war against WCW, which I still scratch my head today and go, I don't know how anybody would ever watch WCW over WWE. It just never made any sense. I remember the stuff that I was doing with Shawn, the stuff I was doing with Undertaker, and the stuff that I was doing with Stone Cold, to me was a million miles, not even close to what they were doing in the NWO and all that crap. I mean, I thought it was absolute garbage, and I thought it was garbage then. And I don't think it can be put them side by side today on the same screen, and you tell me which is better wrestling. I mean, there's no comparison between what anybody was doing in WCW and what I was doing with Stone Cold, Shawn, and Undertaker. Nope. It's just a shame that we couldn't have utilized all that in a professional way rather than having to.
But Brett, don't you agree that back then the name of the game was money, and the Monday Night Wars, I think, were about money. All of a sudden, you had that big vault down in Atlanta that would open for the great superstars. Anytime you could get a Bret Hart into your stable, and you made good money, and I know what the figures were at that time, and it's astounding. I mean that
yeah, but you know what? I think
our industry came up to that level.
I think Brett could tell you the money didn't bring happiness. The money didn't bring happiness.
No.
Because you felt
betrayed. It was never about the money. I remember. I told Vince the day before I left when I signed. I said I'll stay for what I'm staying. I'll stay for what I got. I don't want. This isn't about money. I'm not asking for more money.
I couldn't afford it though with the economics of the business at that time because of lower ratings.
Don't tell me Vince couldn't afford it. I don't want to hear that. It's like they paid more to Mike Tyson for 10 minutes at WrestleMania the next year than what they paid me for my whole career. It's like there's no comparison with what I was asking for, and I didn't want to leave. It wasn't about money. It was about pride and the whole problem with me and Shawn was about respect, I think, and that Shawn didn't have the respect for me at the time that I thought I deserved. And that's what happened between me and Shawn. I think, in fairness to Shawn today, Shawn showed a lot of respect to me last year when he retired. And, when I came back and to the WWE last year, I felt that Shawn's sincerity made everything that ever happened between us all wash away in a couple of seconds.
You've made peace, obviously, with this situation, but do you think the fans of Canada, in light of what happened, will ever make peace with Shawn Michaels?
I think so. I think so.
I don't think so.
You think it's there?
I think 100%. When Shawn put the flag out in Montreal,
I don't think so either.
When he put the flag out in the middle of the ring and got on top of it and humped it, it'll never ever.
He may not be elected prime minister.
He will never be loved in Canada.
The die-hard wrestling fans always gonna love him.
If you pictured Bret Hart, say at that time, taking the American flag and putting it out in the middle of the ring, say in Toronto, and just lying down on top of it and humping it, you think that if I came back to the United States today and said, look, let's call it square and forgive me, no. They never would. It's the same thing.
Let me ask you this, Brett. You're sitting on you're on the Hall of Fame committee, and it comes up, Shawn Michaels retired, and Shawn Michaels' name comes up, and as we know, he's going into the Hall of Fame right immediately, if not the quickest ever WWE superstar to go in the Hall of Fame. You're on the committee. They ask you for your vote. Does Shawn Michaels go in the Hall of Fame on your vote?
Absolutely.
Enough said.
I truly think Sean was one of the greatest wrestlers that I ever worked with, and maybe one of the greatest.
That's a hell of a compliment.
Yeah. Guys, I hate to...
It was so good.
Always in the party on this party.
Bartender.
Yeah,
Gee, we're just
we
getting
need to
warmed
get
up
to
here,
an
man.
appointment. Bret Hart, really a treat to have you with us,
My
and I
pleasure.
hope you come on back. Jimmy, as always, JR.
Eat more barbecue.
Yep.
At jrsbarbecue.com. Please.
jrsbarbecue.com.
Yes,
Pat,
it's
you have to
good.
remember that. Pat Pedersen, you and I are going to have one at the rail. Michael,
The Susan Lucci of the Hall of Fame.
And
yes.
I'm going to write a book, by the way.
What's the book going to be called?
Pat
I
Patterson.
don't know yet, but you're gonna read it. I'll tell you.
Lifetimes of
thank
hanging
you.
around with Bret Hart.
Guys, thank you. It has been a great show. We've enjoyed Rivalries. And join us again next time for WWE Legends of Wrestling. I'm Gene Okerlund. Arriba. You're right.
Hey, guys, that was fun.
Great.